Hi guys, welcome to the Ira Faith channel. I am Mayira, and today I have a very special and interesting guest for you. His name is Mr. Said Ali. You might have heard of him because he has been on the news recently. He's the guy who rode his bike from Sweden to Kenya through 17 countries, covering over 12,000 kilometers, and he did this in 2 months. So he's here today, he's our guest today. He's here to tell us why and how. And before we start the interview, please kindly subscribe to this channel, like the video because I promise the video is going to be very good. And also comment, I would like to hear from you. So down at the comment box, please give your comments, tell me what you like about the video, what you didn't like, what I should ask next time. And yeah, so let's start.
Kuna paper clip.
Inaweza kuhango hiyo
No, ni juu hii. Sijui nimekuaje ifuniki.
Inaweza ndio. Ali.
Yes.
Habari gani?
Fiti kabisa.
Finally I got you.
Yeah, finally. Nice meeting you.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy to meet you today.
Same here.
So maybe ungesalimia watazamaji.
Hello. Uko salama? Nakupenda sana.
Alafu maybe you tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Ali? Where did Ali grow up? And ulipataje you had a passion for bikes?
Well, so my name is Ali Swaleh Said, known as adventure boy rider. I don't know how it came up as a boy rider. I think because of my adventures and traveling and so on and so forth. So I grew up, I was born in Nairobi, Omani maternity. Mali vijana watoto wanaingia, but not anymore. Then I went to Malindi, that's where I grew up. I studied there. Then after kumaliza, I came back to Nairobi. For me, Malindi was a bit slow. The life was a bit slow.
Okay.
So nikakuja Nairobi, we went to pole too. My cousin started a tour company. It's called GUNPOINT. Then pole he invited me along. I started now. I loved traveling. That was my dream. Like I wanted to travel and explore. In my head, I was like, if I can get to go to Nakuru, Naivasha, Kericho, slowly. Yeah. So he got me into that. To a company, he gave me like some clients, and I said, okay, go with these clients, go make sure everything is fine. Yeah. So we worked with him for over, I think, 8 years. I became kind of a guide because whenever I used to go for these trips, I used to study like animals, wildlife, birds, species, a lot of national parks in Kenya, reserves. Ilikuwa nikienda sana so kitembea, so I kind of get used to that, and I got really cool. Yeah, then the biking life I started since I was 12. I used to borrow my uncle's motorbike, which was Yamaha 80cc. Whenever he used to go abroad, he used to take his motorcycle. He came down around for like a whole 3 months. So I got hooked up with the motorcycle. So when I was in Nairobi, whenever I see someone comes with a motorbike or someone parks a motorbike, I always go there, ask them questions like, hey, I like your motorbike and stuff, and so they give me motivation like, okay, it's nice, you just need to be careful when you own a motorcycle.
Okay, so your occupation right now, you have a tour company. I read somewhere you have a tour company.
Yes.
The name is Pawprint.
Yes, so I started my company, established 4 years ago. It's called Pawprint Adventures Limited, and it deals with the local and international tourists. I do packages along East Africa and South African countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. So hii mambo ya bike, umesema nianze kwa 12.
Yeah, then 12.
What was your first bike? At what age did you buy it? Na ilikuwa gani?
So the first bike, when I was still in Nairobi, hustle, getting money here and there, we started like a biashara with my ex. So from there, I got a trip. My first trip went to Dubai. Ikifika Dubai, I was supposed to buy electronics and silver jewelry for my ex for her to sell. I mean, laptops or mobiles for me to sell, and I guess But then when I got in Dubai, I went to Sharjah. Sharjah was just going around because I was told I would know my electronics. So I went to Sharjah, but then I came across a motorcycle shop. So
then you fell in love.
Then I was just like, shit, okay, this is cool. So I went inside the motorcycle shop. After, like, I just walked in, I just looked, then I saw a very nice BMW GS. I was like, okay, this sounds like this is really nice. This is what I've been wanting for many years. And just happened. So I called the guy who was selling the motorbikes there. We had I gave him my price. I told him, okay, so what's the price for this one? He told me about something. If I can remember, it was about $6,000 or something.
Okay.
Back then, that was more than I think 15 years ago or something. Yeah, so the guy refused. He's like, no, this is our price and this is the last price. So anyway, I came out, I went round again. Then at night I came back again to the shop. I asked, can I see the owner, like the owner of the shop, so I can have further negotiating with him because I'm really serious about this bike. Then yeah, the owner really gave me the price that I wanted, and there I had the dollars. I just gave him the dollars and I got the bike. Then I called my ex and told him, okay, now I got the bike. Like, gee, you're supposed to get laptops and
I'm only one to you. That's what she's like.
Anyway, she was really supporting me and stuff. She was okay. I said, okay, so whatever you come on, it's fine. I got the bike, ship it, ikakuja paka it came from Mombasa, then from Mombasa cleared, came to SD, from there I picked it up. Yeah, so that was my first bike, 1150 GS. And I mean, a lot of people thought I was crazy because I never owned a bike. Then suddenly I just have a huge bike.
Yeah, and a very expensive one at that.
Yeah, that was expensive then.
Yeah.
After that, I stayed with it for I think almost 8 months. Got a buyer, and I mean, like as I say, like always business person. I just sold the bike with a profit of some like 100,000 shilling. Immediately I sold it, I got a trip to Dubai again, and now I went for my dream bike, KTM.
Yeah, we are coming to the KTM. That is a very special bike.
Yeah, for me that's a special bike. So I got my first 990 KTM. Very loud, very sweet. Like it was like a hot in town when I got it.
Bike.
This was my third bike. So I got it here, and it was like the hottest bike in town because of the loudness. It's a good brand, and the colors were so nice in that bike. And yeah, so I had it for a while. I was supposed to do a long trip with it to South Africa, but then in December when we were about to do that trip, a guy just called me like, I really like your bike, can you give it to me, like can you sell it to me? And he gave me a really good price. And I was like, not contemplating, should I sell it, should I not, or should I first do the trip, then I come back? But I thought like, okay, if I do the trip, then that's it, probably I would sell it or get that price again. So I told him, okay, jokingly I was just washing the bike, then I just told him I'm at home, you can come. And the guy suddenly after half an hour or so he just came with some dollars and he just gave it to me.
Just like that.
And he just took the bike immediately, he went with it. So my cousins and my friends, they're really mad at me, like, how can you sell that bike, it's nice and you planned the trip with it. You should have probably done the trip first before you sell it. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you never know, maybe I'm going for a better bike or something. And then that's when I got like one of the best bikes on earth, which it was again KTM, but the latest model. And
the 1290.
The 1290, but not this one.
Oh.
So I had about 4 or 5 1290s before I got into this.
Really?
Yeah.
That much?
Yeah, so there's a 2015 model, 1290, 2016, 2017, and each year they change the models and the look.
Okay, this is the 2022 one.
This is the 2022 one.
Yes.
So what I had recently, it was a 2019, 2020. So I sold that again recently to an Italian guy in Nairobi, a very good friend, and that's when I got this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are a jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
Unafanya tourism.
Yeah.
Tena unauza magari.
Unauza magari, like bikes if you get good deals. Here and there, like whatever you get, you're good at it. You do make some money. You just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this trip that you took from Sweden to Kenya.
Yeah. So I first one did my visa application for multiple Schengen visa. I got it for 3 months. I saw okay, I sold my bike, I have the cash, and I didn't even plan for this. I didn't even know like I'm gonna get the bike in Europe, because I knew I'd buy my bikes in South Africa. So I flew just to go have a ride with my friend in Madrid. When we were coming back in Alicante, I had a very bad accident. Then I broke my collarbone, which is that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I broke the collarbone, I was rushed to the hospital in Madrid. I got operated. A friend of mine came from Sweden. She came to be with me because of the, I had to have someone to take care of me and stuff.
Yes.
So I had to stay almost 2 weeks in Madrid for my checkups. After that, we flew into Barcelona just to, I had a sling now after operation. I went to Barcelona. After Barcelona, I went to Copenhagen and into Sweden. So while I was in Sweden with my sling, my friend, she was just taking me around. I told her like I need to visit and go places. So we went to places. Then I told her like, can we go like to a motorcycle shop? And she just took me to a KTM motorcycle shop, very big one in Sweden, Malmö. I saw the bike of my dream that I really, really wanted, which is the 1290 KTM.
The 2022.
The 2022 R. And the guy, the sales guy there, the manager was really nice. I asked him if he can, the most expensive, to get the bike, if they're gonna give you an ex-VAT, because it's for export, then you save up a lot of money. It's almost $4,000 plus you save if they move a taxes goes for export. So I asked him that question: can you remove for me the tax, because this bike is going to Kenya? It's for export. Then the guy was so easy and he just told me, okay. So when I did the calculation of how much I'm getting the bike for, it was so cheap and reasonable. So there and there I just set the deal, gave him a deposit, and he was shocked as well. So I sent the deal, got the bike. So I already paid like a down payment. So I told the guy when I get to Kenya, I'm gonna, like, there are a couple of sponsors and stuff, they were in and they were supposed to probably even send the cash.
Yeah.
So with my sling, with my operation, with my stitches, I got the stitches removed in Sweden with my friends, with their veterinarian students, veterinarians. So from doctors to veterinarians, they just remove the pins.
That's in your animals.
But I mean, like severe animals as well. Like almost the same thing with animals.
Okay.
So yeah, they removed me, they cleaned me. Like, actually, it was really, really good. Probably even better than they did like a really good job. So when I came back home, I started doing my paperwork, because you have to do paperwork from here to get a Canadian passage, which is a motor vehicle or motorcycle passport that allows you to travel all over the world with that document.
Oh.
So the girl, my friend, she was in Sweden. She was doing other paperwork to get documents under my name, so that I don't get problems or anything, like export certificate, logbooks and stuff under my name. So for me to be able to get the Canadian passage. So she got that, I got the Canadian passage, so all the documentations were in order. Then within that 1 month of documentation and stuff with my healing was still going on, I booked my flight, and I got a very cheap flight from Mombasa. So I flew to Mombasa. From Mombasa I connected a very big airlines from Mombasa to Rome, Italy. That was now when I was going to get the bike after all the documentation was done. I got in Mombasa, got in the plane, went to Rome. From Rome I connected to Copenhagen again. From Copenhagen you take a train, which is 10 minutes with the train to Malmö in Sweden. So that's where now my journey begins. So I went after two days of landing there, say hi to the family and friends who are around there. We went to the KTM shop.
So sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
You bought the bike, left it, came to Kenya, did all the documentation, went back,
Yes.
and then brought it back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I got there, everything was done, and these guys now saw me like I was so serious now. Like, okay, this
I'm
is
doing
happening.
this. Yeah, it's happening.
Even me, I didn't know. You can imagine within 1-2 months, I've already done everything. I didn't plan like a year before or 2 years. You know how people plan like a year or two before, like you want to do this trip and you keep on planning. No, I didn't do that.
Within 3 months.
Within 2 months, because I got the accident and the accident was still fresh and still like guys were thinking like, okay, why are you doing this? Because you just got an accident recently.
Yeah.
It was a bit crazy. So I got in there, got the bike. The guys did all the, check on the bike. So they told me, go with the bike and break the engine. When you get a motorcycle, you have to break the engine. You have to do 1,000 kilometers. You take it back for fast service. Like, so they remove the oil, they remove the filters, they put everything in, they check the bike, computers, everything. Then now you're good to go.
Yeah.
So I took it for about 850 kilometers, break the engine, took it back. They did all the service, changed the filters, everything, the oil, and now it was good to go for 15,000 kilometers. Once you do the first service, then you have 15,000 kilometers. Now you can do a ride. So took it back, did all that, packed my bag and everything. Now that's when I started my trip.
So
Sweden.
Let me ask, why this is a very unique journey you went to. Is it something about the engine capacity, or is it high performing? Something about its features that made you use it. I know it is all terrain.
Yeah,
you can use it
all
off-road.
terrain.
Yeah.
So that's why it stands for an R.
Yeah.
R is purely adventure.
Okay.
So they have KTMs, they have 1290, they have 1290T, which is touring, but they've stopped manufacturing that from 2015 and 2016. Then they started an R and S. S is mostly for street, so it has a lot of electronics, and the rim is a bit of alloy rim and a sports rim, not a sports on the R. Then the tires are very different. This is narrow and very big. It's about 21 inch, and this other one is about 17 inch. So it's different. That gives you more of if you want to do off-road, if you want to do desert, if you want to do all kind of terrain, you can just do it. So for me, like choosing the KTM because it's one of my my favorite bikes. When you just get into KTM, you just feel nice. You just feel like you just want to throttle because it gives you all the adrenaline kind of thing, and it's really fun. So that's why I choose that. It has high performance, as you speak. It's durable. It's nice. So I mean, I traveled all the 12,000 kilometers from Sweden to Kenya without any problems. I just came straight up. Same tire, same rings, same oil, same everything.
Oh, and I also read you can do like 15,000 kilometers with it before it needs to be serviced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So right now I've done 12,000. I have 3,000 to go, which I'm gonna finish it very soon because I'm going to Tanzania next week for the Kenyatta Day holiday. I'm going there from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and coming back on Sunday. So probably by then, with the bike of course.
Oh, by then you told me you never use cars. You always.
Well, I do, but it depends. If I have friends and maybe you're going to Masai Mara or these national parks, then you have to have, because Kenya national parks or government doesn't allow motorcycle into national parks.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to Sweden, got my bike, and I started my travel, and I crossed a couple of countries. So I went from Sweden, I crossed the Baltic Sea to Germany. From Germany, I went to Czech Republic. I crossed into Czech Republic, Austria, Italy, Slovenia, Croatia, Montenegro. From Montenegro, Albania, Kosovo, North Macedonia. From North Macedonia, crossing to Bulgaria. From Bulgaria, I went to Greece. I went to the airport. After 2 days, I flew from Bulgaria to Alexandria.
Okay.
Yep.
Then Alexandria, from Egypt, you went through Sudan, and then Ethiopia, and then Kenya.
Correct. Yeah.
So maybe let me ask you. For the whole trip, of course you needed money, you needed somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
So what kind of currency were you using? Were you using visas, cards, or were you using cash, or was it different in different countries?
Yeah. So in Europe, mostly they use euro, but in Scandinavian countries like Sweden, they use kronas. So there I used to use my card, my Visa card or MasterCard while I was in Sweden.
Okay.
But these other places, like sometimes I book online, like a hotel that I'm going to sleep next or a hostel or something. So I go either or Airbnb or Booking or something, then I book it online. So I use my card mostly. But some places like so I had about 2-3 currencies. So I had a card that is a prepaid card. I get it here in Kenya, and that card you can load it with dollar, euro, and Kenya shilling. Then you can use it everywhere you go, either be it the ATM or you want to do online transaction or anything. So I had like with me dollars and euros all the time, and my card of course was again loaded with dollars and euro. Yeah. Then so the whole of Europe apart from Sweden, I was just using euro. Or in Bulgaria and other places now you're using their currencies, like in Bulgaria because they don't use euro. So there you have to again change your currency from either euro, dollar into their currency. Yeah, so mostly used to do that, like I had over 2-3 currencies all over the world, like, but dollars and euros all the time. The places to sleep, I used to sleep in the hostels, sometimes just Airbnbs or get a small room somewhere, an apartment.
Because it's just for a few days.
I mean, it's just like a night. Or, for me, my policy when I travel is to get, like I sleep cheap, but I eat. So that you don't get problems. I mean, sleeping is living. I mean, that's the most important. You won't even do anything. You won't even reach anywhere.
Did you ever travel at night?
Yeah, I did. Sometimes it just happens because by the time you head across the borders, especially in African countries, when by the time you finish the border clearing and stuff, then it's already late. And you have to hit the next town that you either book a hotel or you plan that you're going there. Because you need to have a plan, like so when I sleep somewhere, tomorrow like I know where I'm going to sleep, and then I have to put in my head, okay, it doesn't matter if it's 500 kilometers, I have to get there and I have to sleep there. So I flew into Egypt, Alexandria. It was really nice but very hot. But they say that the locals say like it's not that hot now, and it was about 37 degrees. 37 to 38 degrees for me. Coming from the European stuff, it was a bit hotter now. Yeah, I was boiling, and with the jackets and all the attire and stuff. So I was waiting for my bike in Egypt from Greece because it was already shipped.
Yeah.
So it delayed, and I had to stay more in Egypt. So by the time it started coming in, apparently, so I was asking the shipping guy, where's the bike? And he told me like, oh, we're sorry, but the ship has gone first to Israel, then it comes to
How long did you stay in Egypt? That's a long time.
Yeah, I stayed for long, almost 10 days plus.
Long.
Yeah, that's long, just staying in one
That's
place.
why your journey took 2 months. It was
2
supposed
months.
to take a month.
It was the original plan was just 1 month,
Yeah.
but then I had to spend over 10 days plus a bit in Egypt. So and in Bulgaria because I couldn't go into Greece. So that hiccup and stuff made
Ate up your time.
Yeah. So when and got it cleared, but the most expensive clearing that I've ever done for motorbike or car, it was in Egypt. I paid so much money there, but everything was done. But there's so much paperwork in Egypt. Yeah. So I got my bike when I got it. It was like a bit late. It was around 3 in the evening. By the time I get it out from the port, it was paperwork. So for me, I didn't want to stay even a single more night in Alexandria. I just wanted to go out because I was already fed up. I just wanted to go out. So I went into the hotel, checked out, put my bag, everything on the bike. I went to fuel. Fuel was so cheap, about 60 shilling a liter. That was so cheap. So then I started my travel. It was a bit late at night, but I just said, like, you know what, I just want to hit the road. I go all the way to sleep in Cairo, which it was 200 kilometers from Alexandria. And the guy at the customs in a shipping company, they did a very big mistake with my passport because I had only 1 page remaining. For me to be able to get a visa to SUDAN, I told the guy, please do not stamp this page, like I need it. So when I gave him the passport, he went inside. I thought he was going to take a photocopy or something, but I just had like a stamp your page. I was like, Now I'm done. My legs were like really like everything was just like shut down. Because now I know like okay, this is so bad. Like, I cannot get a visa, you know. So I read online and stuff. Before I even travel, I knew like I'm gonna get a visa on arrival, or if I have a pet or something, I'm gonna get a visa into Sudan. But apparently it did not like that. So when that stamp was there on my last page that I had on the passport, I just had to go all the way to Cairo, sleep there. The next day I go to the Sudan embassy to ask them can they give me a visa, because I don't have it, even if they can squeeze a visa, or am I getting a visa on arrival. I got in there, they gave me a paper to fill up, when they checked my passport it was full. They're like, wait, sorry, they just took the passport. Wakasema to call it as I said, yeah. So now I was just like, that safari is Misha. So then nikasema let me just go to our Kenyan embassy. So I looked for it, put on the map, nikaenda mpaka Kenyan embassy in Cairo. Fika pale, the guy, there's a lady there who really tried to call the embassies to ask them if they can just give me, even if it's a temporary whatever. They say no, so sorry, we cannot do that. So even then they could not help. Then there's a guy there at the embassy came and asked me, told me like, why did you get like a small weight passport or something? I'm like, dude, I've come here for you to help me. I travel a lot. Like I get stamps. I didn't know I had like 5-6 pages when I came. I don't know like all borders and stuff. They got stamps. So I mean like I'm here for you to help me, not here for you to ask me like why did you get this? I paid for the 64 pages, but I got the 34 pages, so it wasn't my fault. And then I asked them, so what's the option? So like for the option we have is just to get you a paper, you move from Egypt directly home. I'm like, but I already have a visa from here. I can do that myself. I don't even need your help, because I can just get myself into plane and I go, because I have a visa in Egypt. Yeah. Then like, okay, so you have to get a new passport and it's a process. I asked them, so how long? It's like, okay, sometimes it can take 1 month to 3 months. I'm like, seriously, you can't do 3 months. 1 to 3 months. So anyway, now that was chaotic. So I called a couple of friends and stuff. I even spoke to the clearing shipping guys in Alexander. Just asked them, okay, if what's come to us, I have to ship this bike to Kenya. What's going to happen? And they told me, okay, this is the price. So they charged me over $2,800, which is almost like 50,000 cash to get my bike from Alexander to Kenya, which was really expensive. Yeah, so my friends told me like, okay, you just go to the border and see. Maybe they can just give you a visa on arrival there or something. So I had to take a risk and ride for 1,300 kilometers. So before I did that, I had to spend 1 more night in Egypt. So in Cairo. So I couldn't even spend the night. So I went to the KTM shop in Cairo, just to meet with the guys, to check my bike if everything is fine, the chain, lubricated. So I went there, I met very, very good friends that were like super nice guys. And again, as I said, like I got help there. Yeah. So the guys came in, saw the bike, were like, really nice bike, took pictures with me, and they asked me, so what's your plan? I'm like, okay, this is what I have to do. I have to travel all the way to back home, but now I don't have any. So they checked my passport, with the guy, they're like, okay, give me your number. Like, we exchanged numbers with a couple of guys there. They're all KTM fans. Okay. So they told me, okay, you just try. I think it's good, you can just go to the border and try. If it doesn't happen, you just come back and you see what's up. So I started my travel in the evening, going into sunsetting. I went all the way to Beni Suef. It's a small town, about 200 kilometers from Cairo. Now I was heading down south, just to go to a town, to Sudan, but still in Egypt, going to another consulate, Sudan embassy, to see if they can do something there. So from there I went to Aswan. Aswan is where now this guy texted me, my friend who I met in Cairo KTM shop, telling me like, I think I got a solution for you. Maybe you can get into Sudan. So my heart was like, really, okay, this is probably, Yeah. So he gave me a number. He told me there's a guy in Aswan. You're gonna meet him, and he's gonna do for you the clearing for the motorcycle. Apparently, you need to do clearing again for your motorcycle, they need to remove the Egyptian number plates. Then you cross into the other side. Lazima, if you go with your car, it doesn't matter which car, which countries, or lazima utaweka on top of your other number plate, they put their number plate.
Okay. This is for all countries?
All, it doesn't matter where you're coming from or which country. Ukifika to Egypt only.
Oh, Egypt only.
Yeah, wanaeka number plates now.
Yeah,
ziko na Tanzania, shida. But ukiingia Egypt, ukiwa na number foreign, from Kenya, from where they put their number plate Egyptian on top. Okay. That means like it's a temporary.
Yeah.
You can go around with it. So nikafika hapo, the next day I met this guy, very nice guy, just chill, nini, nikamwonyesha, nikamwambia okay. So he took the paperwork for the motorcycle. Akanambia okay, let me go do the clearing for this motorcycle. I told him, but you cannot do the clearing and I can't even get into Sudan. I don't even have a visa. He's like, you don't have a visa? I'm like, yeah, I don't have a visa. So he took my passport, checked it out. He's like, but you don't even have a page. I'm like, yeah, that's why.
That's the point.
That's the point. When I like we communicated and stuff from Luxor, and I knew like you probably have a connection or something. You're gonna do it for me to be able to cross, or there's a way. So immediately he called the embassy, the consulate in Aswan, the Sudan. Told him like, okay, there's this guy and he doesn't have an extra page. He has only half of it. He's like, we're sorry, we cannot give him. He has to have a full page. Now that's when I was like, okay, now my trip. I mean, I've done all these 1,300 kilometers, but I cannot do anything, so I have to go back all the way 1,300 kilometers. Yeah. And now I was like I don't know, I could not even think straight. I was just there. So the guy, I don't know, he just went up the office, like, let me just remove the bike from the system first. I'm like, you can't, like, he just told me, you can't. So I went to him. He just went, like, don't worry, we'll find a solution. So anyway, they gave me a form, I filled it up, and they took it up to a big guy. So the big guy, after 5-10 minutes, I was called up. And the guy was so nice, he just stamped, he signed, and he's like, I'm going to give you the visa in 1 hour's time. So just wait. They normally give visa for like 2 days or 3 or, but he gave me half an hour. Yeah. It was a Friday. No, it wasn't Friday. Friday is holiday. It was, I think, on Thursday or something. Yani nilishukuru tu, nikasema so yeah, I paid $150 for the visa. I didn't care, like for me, I just wanted, even if they told me $200 for that visa, I mean, like that's what I wanted. So nikalipa $150, I got my visa within 1 hour. Now I went home, like in the hostel where I slept. It was really relaxing in my head. I told all my friends, I thanked to the guys. I told them, you guys are the guys, you know? And it was really nice. So I crossed into Sudan. Sudan again, there's someone called Mazar. He's the biggest clearing agent known with all overlanders, people who do, this kind of trips. All of them in Africa and the world, they know this guy. He's the one who does clearing into Sudan. So he knows my brother. I can know, hey, so you're someone's brother, you transfer. I'm like, yeah. So he took all the paperwork, and he went. I stayed at the border for 6.5 hours because the paperwork was so much.
Yeah.
So they did all the paperwork, insurance, papers, and everything. After 6.5 hours, it was very hot at the border, about 40 degrees. It was boiling, but it was just, you need to have so much patience.
True.
Like if you have patience, then you're gonna lose it. So when my paperwork done, I went to the small town after that, which is called Wadi Halfa. It's just barely 20 kilometers from the border. Went there, I was so hungry. I just saw fish from the Nile. I'm like, dear Samaki, I want that fish. I love fish. So I went, even as So I went there, nikaona samaki too fresh from the Nikapeto Yonta samaki. They give you bread. A lot of this northern part of Africa, like Sudan and from Ethiopia all the way up to
Tunisia, Morocco.
So bread is just a thing. So bread samaki, those are very fresh juice. They are very cold. They made for me. They don't take you off. It doesn't matter if you're a tourist or not. For them, they take what is there. Honest, like on another level. kuna another level. Si kama hapa kwetu ukiona tu rangi kidogo unarukia. Ukisikia accent unajua sio kudu unatandikwa. So anyway, so nikalala hapo ni Halfa. The next morning now it was a long journey for me. From Wadi Halfa I wanted to hit Khartoum because there was no any other town that I wanted to sleep, and I was already like I want to get out from from the frustration I had.
Yeah.
So I rode 900 and almost 930 kilometers.
A lot.
Long journey, and it was 45 degrees hot throughout until at night.
And with all the gear and
all the gears. I mean,
helmet.
you have to put
For
all
safety,
this.
yeah.
For safety, you have to put on all this. So I rode all the way to Khartoum. Now
So
that's.
you were dehydrated?
No. And so my camel bag that I normally wear, the blue bag, it has like 2 liter water.
Oh,
The pipe is always
okay.
here,
Mm.
so I drink water throughout. So
Oh,
when it's finished, I just top up again. So per day in Sudan I was finishing 4 liters plus or even 5 liters
A
of
day.
water. I don't even go to pee. Nenda kujana
Because kuna joto.
Unatoa sweat yote.
Una sweat.
Sweat yote. So I have to have like maps and my helmet. You can see this gadget.
Oh yeah.
This gadget is
Cardo.
very Cardo.
Mm.
It's African 4X. This is the latest one. It has just come in the market. So when we put this in, we have some speakers inside. It's JBL speakers.
Okay.
So this is, you can be connected to your phone, and your phone you can easily just put maps on. Then you hear everything inside. Take left, take right. So when you ride, sometimes when I ride, mtu anafikiria huyu ni mwenyewe ni pro, kumbe
You're being guided.
guided,
You're cheating.
but still, yeah. So I mean, like that thing comes in handy, and I have my phone always like on top of my tank pump. It shows me the area and places. So yeah, always use the map.
Okay.
So nikajaza mafuta, the guy is there immediately akaona tu nimechoka, akanipea maji chupa for free, and this just have water here. I don't know any people there just humble and just very nice. But on the way, like from Khartoum at night, I was like at gunpoint. Someone held a gun on me, told me to stop because I was already speed, and they thought like maybe I had guns or bombs or something.
Okay.
So
This was when you were getting into Ethiopia?
no,
But
like
I'm
nishatoka sasa Wadi Halfa in Sudan coming to Khartoum before I reached that night.
So bado uko Sudan?
Bado niko Sudan, jamaa kanishikia tu gun. I was
Oh.
shocked. Yeah, it was a police.
Oh.
So ilikuwa mahali somewhere very dark. Apparently they parked their car that hakuna mtu anaona. Then they just switch on the lights. It was lights all over my eyes. Then kuna tu jamaa amejikia gun, stop.
Oh my God.
So I was really scared then. But then I nikapark bike, tukamaliza hiyo story, wakaangalia kila kitu, wakaona tu iko sawa, nikaenda. I got a very like I got a room, but it was the most filthiest room I've ever got in the whole trip. It was nice, looking good, the building was new, everything, but the rooms were so dirty. Like I sleep, I just had the bugs crawling on my face and stuff, like but I mean, I was tired and I didn't give a damn, like I was just like, I'm going to sleep. And Ethiopia was insane. For me, it was like really, you kind of feel now the fearness and tension inside.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of roadblocks. One roadblock were really, really rough with me. They took me down, they removed my bags, they removed everything, they threw them out. I got really mad. I
checking your stuff.
I told them do not treat me like a criminal or something. I got really mad. I got really like, I told them until they started becoming
Wakarudi chini.
huyu jamaa yenyewe nikamwambia I'm sorry, why are you treating me like this? I became so. Then mwanzo nikasema yule kijana hapo alikuwa anadamu moto. Nikamwambia chaka, unajua whatever you're doing is not right. So wakamaliza, wakacheck kila kitu, wakaniambia funge bag, nikamwambia nini? Funge bisi funge. Sisi ndio mfunge. So nikaacha hapo kingangana na kufunga.
Walifunga
mimi nikaacha kufunga. Then suddenly kidogo polisi akajump into my bike wakati nimepanda. Akaniambia our big guy, like our big officer, anasema when we go to the police station.
For what?
For interrogation.
For what?
Wakachukua mabag, wakachukua mapawa nini, wakaangalia. I went inside an office with the big guy, interrogated, what are you doing? I mean, like I've traveled all these countries and I'm passing by, I'm going home. And these are my documents. So when they saw the document says like I'm crossing to Bahrain, to Addis, Awasa, nikawa sorry, so it's fine with this. It's fine, so akaweka kila kitu, huyo mimi nikatoka. So fika tu border, nimemaliza upande wa Kenya, tumeingia tu Ethiopia, tumeingia tu Kenya, so I'm looking at our flag, welcome to Kenya, nini like I just see the police there, Nikan's a story now, you just feel now like now you can speak my language, nini, acha topic seli yetu.
I'm sure you also relieved. Finally.
Nikasema tu hata nikitoka hapa sasa nikiwa hapa siko okay, niko home nitakuja tu ndio nipeleke. Anyway, so tuka clear border, everything was done. So it was a bit early. Compared to my friends, I mean, less fuel in Kenya side, even if it's expensive, but we just go. So we got good fuel in Kenya. Toka hapo, they wanted to spend the night in Moyale border, but I told them like it's still very early. We can proceed to Marsabit. Like 200 kilometers, not bad. Let's go. Tukashikana sote, bike zikarudishwa, tumejeka mafuta, kila mtu amejielea, tumekunywa maji nini, all the way to Marsabit at night. Very nice, one of the best rides, because we are now talking with the Scala riders. All of them have this, so we can talk to each other 1 kilometer. So tunapiga tu story. Suddenly you see like a lot of 50 camels crossing the road. We all stop at night and ngamia zinapita. We just feel like okay, this is all. Pole we reach Marsabit, got a room, nice dinner, very good hotels. Tukalala the next morning, proper now Kenyan breakfast, sausages, hungry. Tukakula hapo. Now we said okay, I put Airbnb in Nanyuki. We're not going direct to Nanyuki. We're staying the night in Nanyuki because again it's a long distance. So we did almost 500 kilometers from Marsabit to Nanyuki. Tukalala sasa Nanyuki. Nanyuki was nice. Now I love Nanyuki, it's one of my favorite town. Kafika Nanyuki, now a couple of bikers will start coming in. The 2 bikers came, one from Nakuru and one from Nyeri. They came all the way to Laisamis to get us. Now tukaanza kuja na kutoka Marsabit to Laisamis. Fika Nanyuki, spent the night, went for a very good dinner, catching up with friends, chill. Then the next day is when now the news guy started coming from my sponsorship, from NTV, Citizen, everyone was just now there waiting for me for the interviews and stuff. And, then a lot of bikers from Nanyuki came and pole sasa ikakuwa tuna.
Hiyo msafara.
Safari it was long. It was long.
It was very long. Very impressive.
So I got a police escorts pia these guys coming. We were to meet Sakaja. We wrote a paper to him, a letter to say like if he's gonna be free or something, he can be there just to receive me to say congratulations. But I think he was busy maybe already. I print pictures from my website. I'm a print all over his car.
Really?
Gari yake amejaza stickers ya picha zangu.
All your travels zote zilikuwa na
my
picha
travel,
country,
welcome to Kenya, nini amejaza kwa gari yake hapo, hata nikachukua picha with his car. Akaniambia nilikuwa nikifuata, he's from the Limuru but anakuja Nairobi anafanya shughuli zake. Hapo akachukua simu yangu, akadial namba yake kidogo, akatumania pesa 10,000, akaniambia this is for you, I told you I'm going to buy you lunch. I teared up, I started hugging people and started crying. Then a lot of people were just there now receiving me, wakapeleka Garden City there, wakaanza kununua chakula, they wanted to feed me, to eat there, like I had to talk to them. Then the story of my journey.
Karibu sana, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Your journey was difficult.
It was like I didn't touch a lot of places and stuff because of time. And it's gonna take long, but there are some places where it was just difficult, and for me I just thought like mimi naacha safari hapa mnaenda sana ndio nishipi bike niseme tu wacha nikuteze hata kama nikushipi hiyo bike iende Mombasa manini, but my friends, my people, my bikers and stuff all gonna me whatever I post what they encourage me, that like don't give up, you're almost home, hey bro, you're just coming, it's already only 2,000 only kilometers, kuja karibu, so napata moral na mimi I want to show okay sawa, I can make it. Yeah. And
here you are now.
And here we are talking about it, and it's a privilege. It's really nice. I'm humbled and I'm really thankful to God and to Allah to say like thank you for making me, and to everyone that put me in prayers, because a lot of guys, everyone was texting me, my inboxes like our prayers are with you, we're praying for you, you get safe, you be well and stuff. And I'm telling you, to be honest, all this is because of the prayers and stuff that they made me come all this. Nika succeed because there are places I'm telling you single Peter ningepata mtu singeenda singefanya kitu. So yeah.
So let me ask, apart from this being your dream and your passion, you told me you wanted to, it has always been your dream to do that dream.
Yeah.
There was also another reason why you were doing it, apart from you wanting to do it because it's your dream.
So again, I did it because of during this coronavirus thing, as a tour operator, or most of the tour on behalf of a lot of tour industries, we suffered a lot.
Truly, yeah.
Tour industry suffered the most in the whole world. Without tourists, for us, it's done. And the tourists, I mean, with the tour industry, it started from the aviation, from the pilots, from the cabin crew, all the way hotel, waiter, waitress, tour guides, rangers who are going to the. So for me, I wanted to go there, make awareness of Kenya is safe, Kenya is nice and stuff. So that's why I was traveling with our flag, raising it high to market Kenya, to put Kenya in front there, to put all bikers, to show Kenya, to show the world. Kenyans, we have bikers community. We can do wonders. We can do a lot of things if we have probably sponsorships and stuff. I mean, like there are so many bikers. We are over 1,000 bikers, and the ones who are registered in the Association of Biker Communities, about 400 and almost 80 or 60. Those are just formed. We have so many. We have adventure bikers groups, we have dirt bikers groups, we have super bikers groups.
Oh, so you are categorizing it according to the type of bike?
Bikes, exactly.
Okay,
Then
so dirt bikes, super bikes.
Yes, dirt bikes, cruisers and stuff and so on and so forth. Then we have Mbakumis. Okay. If you live around Langata, they have Mbakumi there. So they have about bikers. It's just biker gang in Rongai, Langata, Karen, Parklands and stuff. So if you pick up, they all under one group. Maybe they all have WhatsApp. So wakisema okay, leo ni Mbakumi Parklands, we're going somewhere. Kila mtu anaona where we are going. So watu wanapatana, they go do something. So I mean, for me to do this kind of trip, it was part of it. It was marketing Kenya. I really wanted to let people like, okay, this is what we are doing. Kenya is beautiful. Kenya is not what you're thinking about, because a lot of people say, oh, Kenya security is not good. I'm like, but I've lived Kenya for the rest of my life and nothing. I mean, and I mean, this kind of security shootings, it happens everywhere in the world. It's not only in Kenya. When I was in Sweden, picking up my bike, there was a shooting at the mall, and guys killed and stuff. Shooting at the biggest mall, which I was in that mall, like two days before the shooting. Before the shooting up. So this thing happens everywhere. It just depends where you're going. Just take caution and stuff. But I mean, Kenya is like really beautiful, and we have everything that we need in this country. So that was part of the trip that I was doing, just to market Kenya. I met a couple of Western people, European, Sweden, Bulgaria, Spain. Just we have dinners and we talk about how Kenya is, and they tell me like, you have a beautiful country. This is precious. This is gem. You guys need to take care of it. Like when people tell you about this country, they know it. We have about 54 national parks, reserves.
I heard you talking about Meru National Park. I didn't even know there was a Meru National Park.
And that's one of the most beautiful national parks ever. Best hotels are in there. Best eco camps in Africa. They are in Meru National Park. Like Elsa Kopjes. You go there, you'll be shocked. To see that hotel, how the eco camp is, you'll be shocked. We have Linguesi, we have Lewa, we have conservancies, huge conservancy. Solo Ranch, it has the biggest. Old Budget is one of my favorite. It has if you go to the Laikipia area, there's just a lot of Solios and all those old joggies and Impala research. It's so big, it's so amazing. Okay. So that was part of my venture for this adventure. There's a kid, a boy is called Acid Boy. That guy can beat any person in this world on racing on the tracks. He has those super bikes, and he is so good. Like that guy has a big heart. Like when you see his races, you'll be like, this guy is talented and he can raise our flag out. So if you get this kid, this boy, Acid Boy, get him there on the bike sponsored, flag it, brand that bike, weke Kenya na flag it. Ashinde tu ama akwe number 2 ama number 3 ama number 4. we're already there.
Yeah.
We're already there at the
Already
map.
known.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we already know big time. Motorcycle pay, it has we have a big companies of motorcycle tour in Kenya, but they're not promoted that much. We do motorcycle tours into Northern Frontier. We go to Luangalani, we meet to South Road, Salima, to Luangalani, Sibiloi, Kalacha, South Road, North Road, Maikona, all the way to Chalbi Desert. And yeah, exactly. So these are the places that, again, hazijakuwa marketed. Hakuna mtu anajua kuhusu hizo places. So a lot of tourists, when they come, I take a couple of my tourists there. Wakikuja wanasema, hey, you guys, this place is just amazing. You go to Lake Turkana, it's unbelievable. It's so beautiful. Things like that. So we need to market aggressively in this country, because I mean, like, the number of tourists we have annually is not enough. Kidogo sana compare, for instance, to Egypt. Egypt before the corona, they had over 13-12 million annual people, like tourists. 13 million.
And they only have what? The pyramid.
Peke yake. Yani unaenda kwa mimi, I went to those pyramids. I'm telling you, because I do safaris. I went to the pyramids, took a picture, 5 minutes I was already done. I'm like, okay, so what's next? Exactly. But here unaona wanyama, wildlife, nature, miti, everything. Kila kitu, like we have everything. So then for us we have only probably 2-3 million annually. Like the whole year we have only 3 million according
like
to this 10 million. Exactly. So it's insane, and I mean, like, for us we need to do more of aggressiveness and tourism.
So this is not the first cross-continental journey you've done before?
No, I've done in South Africa 3 times. I've done like from here all the way to Cape Town. And back, which it was almost 1 month, and 15,000 kilometers. It was even more kilometers than
this one was 12,000. A little bit over 12,000.
But I did not put it on social media. I have all the footage and stuff, but I've never. So sasa nikasema wacha tukimarketing Kenya tuendelee to see what's happening and stuff. And so far I've done almost like 34 countries in total, and I want to do even more. I want to hit maybe 100 plus, like all countries, either Asia, South America countries. I mean, if I get even like opportunity, go with a bike and stuff and do all these countries. Why not?
Why not? So what next for Ali?
What's next for
going forward?
Right now, I just came. I mean, like when I immediately tapped down in Kenya, after 2 days I went to Masai Mara. I had clients, Swedish clients, which I did so far for 4 days, 3 nights. Came back, so I had like a couple of interviews with the Net 6 and other stations. From there, today after Juma prayer, I'm heading to Lamu. Just a road trip, just to go check out and been to the coast for. So I just want to go. I love Lamu, it's one of my favorite destinations. So I go to Lamu, I come back Sunday evening, then the Kenyatta holiday, we are going to Arusha to explore. I've been to Arusha over 1,000 times.
You said we
is me with my biker friends.
Oh.
Yeah, they want to get reunited and stuff, and we do more for this kind of adventure.
Yeah.
We go down to. Then I'm planning to, again, we'll see. It depends, because I mean, like, I need to balance a lot. Work, wherever I go, I have to spend money. So
yeah. So
it
will take a while
sponsorship, but I'm planning to go to South Africa. For me, I'm so random. I don't like to plan for years or something.
Okay.
I just wake up. If you have someone that sponsor you or something,
you do it.
Just do it.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, you don't plan.
Life is more interesting when you're random.
Exactly. I'm a very random person. Like I can just wake up and I'm just like, okay, we're going. Like right now, my friend just called me like, okay, are we on? We are going to Lamu. Like, okay, so we're going. I checked my calendar. I don't have anything. I'm like, okay, so we're going. So then on Thursday we already planned like we're going to Arusha. So we're going. And life is for the living.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Ali, maybe you could give them your social media handles na jua yako Instagram.
Yeah, my Instagram is the adventure_boyrider. That's my Instagram. My Facebook is a bit tricky because there are a lot of Ali Saids. So you just see most of my photos there. You just see a motorcycle. or you go to Africa Motorcycle Diary, you see all my posts there, or Wanderlust Kenya, you see all my posts there, then you can probably follow me from there.
But it's still adventure.
Yeah, it's still Adventure Bureda. It has a website, but it's still under construction.
Okay.
Once it's done, it's going to be up. Yeah, it was up, but then the website designer told me like I need to put more of new pictures and stuff and new content. So we're still under construction. But, yeah.
So if anyone wants to reach out,
yeah,
to Adventure
Rider, you get all the details. You get my number, probably from there or whatever. Then you can even talk on WhatsApp. 20
somewhere else apart from Masai Mara.
Just Masai Mara, like that's again what is known in Western countries. Masai Mara, Museli, Nakuru.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many places to go and so many national parks. About 54 plus, yeah. And those are national parks, they are reserves.
Those are reserves also.
Yeah, so we have national parks which are under national government, then there are some which are under county government.
Okay, like the reserves.
The reserve, like Samburu County is like Samburu National Reserve is under Samburu County, and Isiolo County is in between those. Then Masai Mara is under Masai or Narok County. Yeah, so it's under county government.
Okay. So Ali, tukimalizia, you have to tell me about your Rastafarian.
Oh, this Rastafarian cup, I had it. I was given in
cousin.
Nimepewa na cousin yangu Mukhtar, who ambao tumekuwa naye for the longest time ever. Very close brother to me. He gave me, I had it now for I think 15 years. 15 years. But then, so when I was in Sweden, the family, my very good family from Sweden, they are Swedish. They're not. I'm just calling them family because we're very close. They knew like I love this kind of Rasta. So the lady, she akanishonea mbili mpya. So I have brand new. When I was in Sweden, they gave me a gift of like, okay, these are two of your Rasta. So it's kind of my symbol. Wherever like you see a lot of my pictures and stuff, I have this. Yeah. So anywhere I go, mtu anajua ni Ali. Hata nikionekana pale, no way. So yeah.
Okay, Ali, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for talking to me today. You are a very nice person. Thank you for being so polite and kind. And it has been a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, same here.
Maybe next time we can link up when you do something even greater, because I know.
I will definitely keep watch out this.
Watch
keep it locked. Watch this space.
Keep it locked.
Yeah, the things are coming. It's not a joke. Yeah, big things are coming. And I mean, like hopefully we're just gonna get promoted on the our motorcycle family. It's a big family.
Yeah.
And we have fathers there, we have mothers there, we have brothers there, we have sisters there. So I mean, like, we need to take care of ourselves. Gear up all the time. Put your helmet, put your jacket, put your, be safe on the road. Always ride safe.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Asante.